we would like to hear more about your views and your insights about the festival this year from the international side and then from the national or Indonesian side of the festival. And with the given the fact that it's been, I think, few years now that you have the emerging writers
Mhm.
involved some young and talented Indonesian writers. So I think we can also talk about it. And then since we're live now and we're trying to reach out as many people as possible in the region, especially in Southeast Asia. So please feel free to sort of invite our audience later on from not only Indonesia, but also probably Singapore, Malaysia, Thailand, the
Mhm.
Philippines, and even like Myanmar. And we often have a lot of audience from Australia and the US, apart from the Southeast Asian audience. So yeah, feel free to sort of invite them to attend this year's festival. All right. Without further ado, it's been a pleasure. I was looking forward to this podcast today. All right. Let me say hi to our audience. Hello, good evening, good afternoon, Asians. I'm Muhammad Reza from the Good News from Southeast Asia, and today we're going to have a very, very interesting discussion, the road to Ubud Writers and Readers Festival 2025. And I think it has been a very interesting journey since its first inception back in the early 2000s. But we have our prestigious resource speakers here, Namal Siddiqui, the International Program Manager, and then also Gustra Adnyana, the Indonesian Program Manager for the festival this year. And we'll hear more about the festival from these two beautiful people with us. So if you're live on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube, and if you have any questions, just type your comments on the comment section or questions, and we'll try to answer your questions one by one. But again, it will be very casual, Namal and Gustra, and we'll try to answer as many questions as possible in the next 1 hour. But if you need more time, of course, I'll be very happy more than that. But it's again, it's your call. If you want to have another more time, then yeah. All right. So let's start now. Um, All right. About the festival, what drew you to the Ubud Writers and Readers Festival, and how do you see your role contributing to its success, particularly in showcasing Indonesian literary talent or the international voices, especially for Namal, who probably I think you're especially here in Bali for this festival alone. So I don't know who would like to give the answer to this first question, Gusra or Namal.
I'll let Gustra answer.
All right.
Oh, okay. So yeah, what drew me to the Ubud Writers and Readers Festival? Maybe it's because its role as a meeting place where Indonesian voices and global perspective are celebrated, and also because Ubud is my hometown. I was born here in the very center of Ubud, like literally as Ubudian, and I feel proud as responsible to contribute to a world-class festival in my own community. In my role, I joined with the festival actually since 2009, and
Wow.
yeah, I learned a lot with Janet Denifi, the founder, and meet a lot of people and writers, and also the volunteering from around the world. So yeah,
Mm.
I learned a lot with the festival actually. Um, uh, Now I working as Indonesian programmer, and then this is highlight more Indonesian literary talent while
Mm.
also connecting with international voices,
Mm.
encouraging also the audience to see Indonesia more like deeply, not only just Bali, not only just
Yeah,
Jakarta, but far
right.
beyond that. So yeah, and then like.
Exactly. Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, just and the festival remind us for like to have a change and inspiration for writers, readers, and also the community, and then how the Ubud community also can support the festival itself. So it's like whole village is create the festival actually.
Yeah, like the vibe is really different during the festival. And I'm happy that we have the sort of the local knowledge and the local wisdom like you, Gusra, to be part of this very prestigious festival. And what about you, Namal? How do you see you can contribute in the I don't know, the inception or the export of the international writers and authors to the festival this year?
Yeah, I mean, and that's why I said, Booster, because he's got so much history here.
Yeah.
He's been at the festival since 2009. I am relatively new. I've been in the Bali for 2 months now, so I'm very new. I've worked with festivals in the past 3 years. I worked with the Emirates Airline Festival of Literature in Dubai, and but before
Wow.
that, I had an advertising background. So it was very corporate, but poetry and literature have been sort of like deeply entrenched in my life since childhood. And I
Mhm.
think for me, when you say like what drew me to particularly Ubud, is I visited last year. I was attending the festival,
Ah,
and I was actually performing. And I love to tell this
wow.
story because, yeah, and I was at Ubud Writers and Readers Festival, and I thought, wow, this is so wonderful because it really brings together. I mean, for somebody who lived in the Middle East all her life, and it's wonderful, and the
Yeah.
festival there is great, but just to be around here, and I saw that the festival was kind of like part of the was it was completely submerged with the town as well.
Mhm.
Everybody else was celebrating the festival too. Everybody knew about the festival. So walk in somewhere, they're like, "Are you here for the festival?" Into a restaurant or a cafe. So to me, this kind of like this point where literature, culture, people,
Yeah.
they so easily sort of like mix and meet, and everyone's so artistic and creative in Ubud in particular.
Yeah.
And then again to be in nature, for me this was like really a place which drew me, and I said I would love to be placed here. I think it's
Right.
great to bring that together. And again, for me, what again draws me in terms of being a very third culture child. I'm originally from Pakistan, and to be born and raised over there, I find a lot of similarities in this space as well. There's a mixing of a lot of different nationalities and cultures here
Yeah.
also. And I think just different versions of what I know, but I feel like I can add to it and I can add some value to that from what I already know in life.
Yeah, that's really interesting. And having said that, you said you were performing last year. Would you mind
Yeah.
sharing with us what did you perform last year? Like your book or your what
So
about?
I have not published a book yet.
Wow. Yeah.
I hope I do that in when I'm in Bali. But I have I mean, I've been writing for many, many years, and I'm a spoken
Mhm.
word artist as well. So in terms, I was here performing poetry. We did a talk session as well, and I write a lot about identity and belonging.
Yeah.
As I said, third culture kid, which is kind of the reality of a lot of children moving forward from this time.
Yeah.
So I write a lot about that, and we were talking about the diasporic poetry and
Mhm.
belonging. So that's what
Interesting.
I was talking about. Yeah.
That will be like a lot of things together in one book, right? And what about you, Gusra? Like after joining or being part of the festival, I don't know, like 16 years now? Like, have you sort of are you quite inspired to sort of getting into your own literary work of art or book publishing, or would you tell us more about that?
Oh yeah, I mean like I feel that I grew up with the festival
Yeah.
when I remember what actually in 2009 I joined as like
Yeah.
as a volunteer,
Yeah.
and then we introducing as like there's a lot of children program around, and then
Right. Yeah, I remember
uh,
that one.
yes, and then like when the festival finished, they invite me to like more like helping, and then more involved with the programs. It's like
Mhm.
yeah, that's a long process that that.
Yeah.
And yeah, I meet a lot of like writers and also the publisher. Actually, there's something make me more learn from the street.
Yeah.
Yeah, and yeah, that also helped me to curating and have own experience and also the
Yeah.
taste of the art, and also how to organize the event, and yeah, meet more like the writers, and then just like uh make me have my own mapping in my head is like about the literature. And this is kind of like give me more like it's not about book and literature or like short story, but it's more like how literature can be a lifestyle.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
that's something that I
I agree.
found that yeah, and how also yeah, just like life with it, and then yeah, for me now I feel like I have a lot of connection because the Ubud Writers Festival, and which is
Definitely. Yeah.
nice. Yeah, this is a nice thing, and then yeah, that also affect like my career, even until now. Yeah.
Yeah. And I would say like to stay in one place for 16 years, working with the festival for the last 16 years. Like for example, like let alone like people working in a corporate or a company in Jakarta for 16 years, you might get bored, but always have varieties and the different people coming to the
Yes,
festival every year. And
yes,
that's one of the best job probably.
yeah.
I don't think you feel like you work in that one place because you're
Exactly.
constantly, surrounded by different people, different
Yes,
talents, and
totally.
Mhm.
so it's
Mhm.
yeah.
Interesting. Yeah,
And
that's
sometimes
a
like a dangerous mind also. There's a lot of
yeah, oh, definitely, yeah. And now, would you elaborate on the theme, Aham Brahmasmi, and how it will shape the festival's program and discussions, including the exploration of self and universe? Like, it means I am the universe. So, would you elaborate more on that, Namal or Gisra?
Namal first, you know?
All right. Um, uh, well, okay. So Aham Brahmasmi means I am the universe, and I think it's such an important sentence in the times that we live today. It really sort of what it is identifying is this sort of cosmic unity that we feel as human beings, with the universe, and that's sort of like a back and forth relationship.
Mhm.
Who I am is the universe
Mhm.
is myself,
Mhm.
and this is kind of you know uh, you can apply this on all aspects in
Uh,
life,
Yeah,
right, in all kinds of themes and topics in life. And I think what stands out about Aham Brahmasmi is that us as human beings, and if we've seen this historically, obviously, have the power to create but also destroy, and this is where we're looking for that kind of balance,
yeah.
and what we do affects the world around us, the universe around us. And this
Mhm.
again, is a to and fro relationship. That's sort of like where I look at things. Gustra, please add, because it obviously is derived from a more cultural context as well.
Please, Gisra, yeah.
Yeah, so the harm brush me that mean that I'm universe is it's like for me it's more how like about how uh this is the highlight the connection between the self and the wider world. So yeah,
Mhm. Mhm.
at the festival this time will be this team will be guide the program and also discussion because focusing on identity, spirituality, and how individual relate to universe around them or around us. So yeah,
Mhm.
and also this is kind of like a awareness that
Mhm.
can teach us as through intelligence. Now it's a AI thing, and how we must always be grounded for that. So yeah, the mostly like we can say that something. The power is ourselves, and how we can control that universe power, something like that.
That's a very interesting. I mean, like on one side, it's about creation, but on the other side, it's also about recreation or destruction. Whichever sort of local wisdom that we are trying to put into this topic, right? So now, being as the international and both the national program managers, how do you plan to curate the international program to reflect the festival's theme and showcase diverse voices? And what Indonesian literary works or authors will be featured, like probably apart from the emerging writers? Please, Dusra or Namal.
Yeah, I think so I just want to also add, obviously, it's an entire team. We are curating this, but obviously, I also co-curated with Hannah Curtis, who is the program, the international program before I joined. So it's really been such a wonderful experience to curate this with the entire team.
Mhm.
In terms of people who are attending, do you want me to just sort of like drop names now, or
Sure, yeah, why not? Yeah. If
right?
it's to, yeah,
Yeah, of course. So our
on the
program is
lineup of the
yeah,
festival.
yeah, yeah. Our program is live now on the website as well. So you can go through that. But of course, we have this year William Dalrymple, who's attending, who's returning to the
Mhm.
festival. We've got David Van Rooibroek, who's written the wonderful book Revolutie, that goes through the history of Indonesia.
Yeah.
Right from prehistoric to Dutch colonial period to the National Revolution to current affairs. We've got Banu Mushtaq, who is the 2025 Booker Prize winner,
Yeah.
along with her translator Deepa Basti, who's attending as well, which we're really excited about. We've got Jenny Erpenbeck, who was the 2024 Booker Prize winner. I'm also very excited about Sam Dalrymple, who is actually the son of William Dalrymple, but he's one of our young writers. He's written
Yeah.
the book Shattered Lands, which kind of like looks at the history of South Asia on a wider angle. We've got tons and tons of people attending. We've got Saad Mohseni. He's an Afghan. Well, he's the founder of Mobi TV.
Mhm.
He's written about how he sort of ensured there was free media in Afghanistan while Taliban was has been around. It's really interesting. We've got
Wow.
Omar.
Mind
Yeah,
blowing.
yes, Omar El Akkad, who's written a wonderful book about post the war that's been happening in Israel and Palestine, and tons and tons of names. And I think we will. I'll dive into more of them as we go through, but I'll transfer to Gustra so he can also
But
com
before we go to Isra, like, would you mind sharing like how many countries are participating this year,
oh,
and the international authors or writers will be in the
how many
festival?
countries?
Yeah.
How many countries are participating? I have to check on that.
Yeah.
But I was actually before the call, I was
I,
telling this
I
person,
I count
it,
the
yeah,
Indonesian writers is 134 Indonesian writers, and then we
yeah,
have international writers like
100
136.
plus.
Yeah,
Yeah,
136
yeah.
international writers to be part of the festival this year.
Wow. So
So
total
it's a
more
big
than
festival.
200. Yeah. So more
Yes,
250 authors altogether,
Yes.
yes,
Asian
yes,
and international. Wow.
yeah.
Interesting. Yeah. Now,
And we can claim we are almost across most of the continents in the world.
I
That's where
bet, yeah,
so
250 people.
yeah.
Yeah, they must have come from like pretty much everywhere across the
Yes,
globe.
we have people from the Middle East, we have people from
Yeah.
Australia, we have speakers from America, we've got I mean you name it. We've
Yeah.
got a range of nationalities that are, and that's why it's such a diverse festival, and the
Mhm.
conversations that we're having are also very diverse. Whether
Mhm.
it's talking about, as Gustra said, artificial intelligence, whether we're talking about grief as well. So really like opposing conversations as well. So there's something
Yeah.
for everybody within that conversation, all the conversations that are taking place.
It's really interesting. Now, Gusra, share more with us about the Indonesian lineups.
Oh wow. So the Indonesian lineup can be like more now it's like a lot of things happening. Like we have the artists also. We have the young emerging artists, and also
Yeah.
we have around like I think this year is one of the biggest book launch that we have. We have around 30 book launches that will be launched during the festival, and 60%
30,
is, yes,
30.
34 book
Wow.
launches this year. And it's quite
Wow.
big this year, and
Yeah.
yeah, we can see that there's a lot of mostly Indonesian writers that will be launched this year. So we are very happy because this year there's so many Indonesian writers that really bersemangat to come to the festival this year. So yeah, we will celebrate 100th print of Lela S. Chudori this year at the festival. Because the Laut Bercerita is actually
Yeah.
written, and Ibu Lela wrote the book in Ubud actually. And
Yeah,
then
I knew that. Yeah. So in the last
and then
10
she
years,
she still love to always come back here and now
yeah,
celebrate that. And
do
then
that. Yeah.
we also have Rati Kumala, and then
Yeah.
we have Agustinus Wibowo, and then we have some new writers from Makassar, like Wildayanti Salam, and then Dewi Lestari would love
Wow.
will launch the book at the festival also this year. So
Yeah.
yeah, there's a lot of happening with Indonesian writers. So it's not
Yeah.
only talking about the history, but also how they will have a lot of new book this year. So yeah, I think I can say that this year, if you want to come to the Writers Festival, we will have a lot of new book, and also we working with the independent publisher also this year.
Yeah.
And we will have a lot like pasar buku, something like that,
Yeah.
and want
Wow.
to introducing the publisher also with other writers in Ubud. So it's kind of like connecting in also. Yeah.
Interesting. So in the last 16 years of your I don't know, like I would say your tenure with the festival, this number of 34 book launches
Yeah.
alone this year, is it the most number in a year or
Yes. Yes. This is
wow,
the most numbers in the
congratulations.
years. And we also try to like say no, but yeah, there's
Yeah, I know,
people.
right? It's
Yeah.
difficult. Yeah. Yeah, everybody wants to be part of the festival right
Yes.
now.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, wow, congratulations. And now as a literary figure, what literary works or authors inspire you both? And how will you incorporate these interests into the festival, such as through the workshops or the panel discussions? Yusra or Namal? I
Normal.
believe like if we hear more about Namal's experiences last year being the performer, it will be more interesting like to see that into details, like what you felt being a performer and then now you are being
Ooh.
Yeah. That's true.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I mean, it was I performed in the UAE before
yeah
at a couple of festivals, which was amazing. But to be able to, travel as a poet for me was a
yeah
real experience across, to another country, and then officially be like, I'm a poet. I'm here for that.
right
And meeting all these wonderful artists and authors
yeah
um, at the festival is really an overwhelming experience, but also such a special experience. So again, and to be sharing my poetry at that point of time with different with a new audience, right, from
yeah
around the world. And so from a poet's perspective at that time, I think just really wonderful to see what as an outsider at that time, just really wonderful to see what is going on, right, so many different people and who come in and relate with you or tell you what they appreciate about your work and whatnot. So I made friends, so
yeah
so
I
really
bet
that was the outcome of the festival, is you meet wonderful
yeah
people, you connect with them. I know people come together with projects that they do. So they're the outcomes of these wonderful festivals. And Ubud Writer, definitely, you meet multiple people here. So as a poet, I know what goes on over there on that
yeah
aspect. And on the other end, I'm like so your question was obviously how does that impact and how do I transfer that to the festival. I'm a poet at heart. First, I write nonfiction and I read a lot of nonfiction, but poetry always comes first for me. So you'll see that in terms of spoken word is something that I'm really passionate about. Poetry performance. So you'll see that in our special events. You'll see those kind of performances, and conversations around poetry, poetical translations, because English is not my first language. Reading and understanding poetry in multiple languages. I have influences of Arabic, Farsi, Urdu is my mother tongue. And then it really makes so much sense when you meet people here, where again, Bahasa, English, there's a mix of all that's going on, in this space as well. So I think when we were curating these topics and themes, translation was something very important. Whether it's prose or poetry. So this is something that will really reflect. I love the idea of language evolving. And I think and I write a lot about that. So some of our one of the topics that we are dealing with is language today. The title of the session is "Let's Suss It Out." So how obviously when you open a literary piece of work, the English is classic. It's well formed, but obviously in today's world and time, with all the kind of technology that we have, everything's becoming shorter. So the language that our children speak is very different, and the entry of specific words, children are vibing, they're sussing things out or whatnot. So I'm really interested in that kind of a conversation where where does literature stand when we shorten and we simplify language? So I mean, probably doesn't have one final answer, but that's the kind of like space that we look at. I'm very interested in how media has transformed literature as well. So we talk about modern identities and how we project ourselves. So there are technical aspects of writing, poetry and nonfiction, but there's also the assumption and the way we assume the world around us, right? So those are aspects of writing that you will see. In terms of topics, climate is something really close to my heart. The literary world and climate and how those bring together. We don't have this particular writer, but hopefully in the future years. But one of my inspirations is Martin Buchner. He writes about the history of the written word, and he talks about how climate has impacted, how climate has always sort of stood out in all the pieces of literary works that we've read in the past. So whether it's your foundational text to fiction, you always see the impact of climate in that piece of work, somehow or the other, whether a flood came or whether something happened, or right, and you start picking those points up. So climate and literature and how they intersect is a very important aspect. And of course, technology, artificial intelligence, a huge thing to discuss when it comes to writing, but also in how we live our lives really now. Whether you're crossing borders, any I mean, COVID really fast forwarded all the prospects of digital access to everything that we do. So artificial intelligence, the use of it, how it impacts governments, people, borders, so migration. So a lot of that is packed in there, and I'm obviously not mentioning so many of the lovely, wonderful topics that we've talked about. I'm also very excited about Pico Iyer, who's going to be part of the festival. His latest book is called A Flame, and he talks about learning to live with silence, which is something that we've kind of forgotten, and it's a huge aspect of creativity as well, right? Like you need to be a little, you need to spend a lot of time with yourself to be able to do that. So, he'll be talking about his latest book, A Flame, where he spends time in a hermitage, and those are the discoveries in that book, Learning from Silence. So yeah, so those are the various topics that you will see,
Yeah,
the themes that it will
interesting.
reflect.
I believe from Gusra we can hear more about like living in silence, because I don't know, like you've been living in Ubud for the last 2 months. I'm not sure if you've experienced the Nyepi holiday. Like it's sort of the local concept of living in silence. But I think Gusra will be able to elaborate more on that. But before moving to Gusra, do you have your book that you performed last year that you would share with the audience?
My book, I don't have a published book yet. I'm hoping that I'll publish with the silence that I'm hoping to access in Bali this
I
year. No,
see.
but
All right.
I've not. I mean, you can find my works on, like, I've published on Instagram sometimes and whatnot, but
Right. Okay.
I haven't
Got it.
published a physical book yet.
Hopefully soon. It will be the 35th book launch this year.
Yes,
We'll be able to finish that in a
that's too
month.
soon. That's too much pressure.
All right. Now, Gusra, what do you think about this idea of these authors and the mix of cultures and school of thoughts coming together to Bali, and what kind of inspiration that you can pick up from them, and then you sort of be able to curate the programs, especially the Indonesian program side.
Oh yeah, I think for Indonesian side that sometimes we need to see that like into side. I mean like, as the Balinese, we are very close with the tourism and also in the culture and also with the
Yeah.
religion. And then if we talk only about Bali, we cannot showing that Indonesia, and also because in Ubud Riders Festival, for me, Ubud Riders Festival is one of the bridging for how international maybe understanding Indonesian and how Indonesian become one in the same bridge with international. So sometimes we are see that the program at Ubud Riders Festival, how the I mean how make the people not only thinking that about the book, but also connect with the entire, like that's why the Ubud Writers Festival always set up with the nature. And also if you can see the topic that's also mostly related with the mythology and then the visual art and then um,
Right.
there's a lot of things, something like that. So how we can also make the Indonesian audience also understand with the international audience, something like that.
Interesting, because there will be a lot of threads that we can solve at the same time for, I don't know, like a week of the festival duration, right? And now, how do you see the festival promoting cross-cultural understanding and exchange between international and local or Indonesian writers, readers, and particularly through the initiatives like the Emerging Writers Program?
Okay.
How we can sort of encourage this emerging? I've seen their profiles as well. They're beautiful, beautiful, talented young writers from different places in Indonesia, as you mentioned earlier. But
Yeah.
like how we can sort of combine these, I don't know, like East meet West, or like I'm the universe. Everybody is here in Ubud.
Yeah, I think the festival promote, I mean, like cross-culture exchange, bringing
Yeah,
local and international voice together, like in
yeah,
conversation. And then we we have a initiative like the Emerging Writers Program.
yeah,
So this program starts in 2008. And then we always open the submissions before the festival, and
mhm,
there's like 1,000 people submit for that, and we select like 10 to 15, but now we select only 10 and coming to festival, and then the work
yeah,
that will be translated and everything. And then yeah, for the mostly for the local and young, we have a lot of program. There's a free program actually,
yeah,
like the film program, and also the children in the program, the school program, even for the young people in Pasar, we have a fringe event like for the university students. And we also extend the festival, like after the festival, we have a satellite program. So we bring the festival beyond to Bali and to meet the community across Indonesia. So the international writers can see Indonesia, not only Jawa and Bali again, but more like we went to Ambon, we went to Banggai, and we introducing to the community, and then like connecting, and then so the people in outside Bali and the comunitas around Indonesia also can like feel how the festival.
That's really interesting. And then that part of the festival, is it open for everybody or for
Yes.
select people?
Yes, that open for everybody.
And Namal, what do you think about these sort of beautiful ideas, like bringing people not only to Bali and then we get together and then meet other writers from different parts of the world, but also they have the opportunities to travel to other places in Indonesia to promote their work and then to get in touch with the local communities there.
Yeah, I think it's really, for especially for emerging writers and for anybody who's young and new, it's life-changing because, you know, I mean, as somebody who hasn't published a book yet, I can tell you this much, that it's great satisfaction and validation when somebody accepts and acknowledges your work.
Right.
So to have that and to be able to communicate with like creative communities, in Bali, it's and beyond in Indonesia, it's a really wonderful opportunity. It's life-changing for a lot of people, right?
Interesting. And now, what challenges? It's kind of challenging question, but what challenges do you anticipate in organizing a festival of this scale? And how will you address them? And having 200 plus speakers from both Indonesia and different parts of the globe coming all together in 1 week, ensuring a smooth experience for not only the participants, but also the attendees of the festival itself. Please. I think Nama will be able to, I don't know, like you had the experience as sort of the participant last year, and then and now you are the organizer.
Yes, and so to add to something that I'm going to experience this year now on the other end, which I'm looking forward to at this point now. I think having worked with festivals before, when to attend it and not being on the working side of it, you kind of like, you can see, I mean, honestly, everything seems seamless. And a lot of times we as organizers probably like, oh my God, we need to sort this out at the back end, or obviously emergencies like these things things happen, and unexpected, the unexpected always arrives unexpectedly. So I mean, to be honest, it's how do I say it? It all works out at the end, because at the end of the day, one of the things that I wouldn't say is the thing that works with a challenge is that there is an entire team. It takes a village, as they say. So you can depend on people, you can ask. And I think what I love about working on the side of the festival is that everyone's sort of in it together. It's almost like it's like climbing a mountain. You have to get there together to the summit. So you have to work with each other, and you want to make sure you reach the peak of the mountain. So it really is like that. And yeah, I'm really excited. I think Gustra can tell you in terms of, I can imagine, like, like I said, the festival is really spread out across the town of Ubud. It's not in one place. You've got the Taman Bacha location, but I think for me, what was really wonderful to look at it was that it exists everywhere. Like Ubud takes in the festival. You walk down the street, you'll see an advertisement for Ubud Writers and Readers Festival at some other place. There are murals over here, so you really feel like you're living in the festival. And it's like, in Urdu we have this thing called, we call it Mela, which is festival in Urdu, but Mela is like this large space where there's like stuff happening, this activity there, the other thing on that end of town. So that's really the vibe that you get, and you can imagine logistically it can be a lot. So we have a wonderful team. I will let Gustra talk about the challenges on that end.
And I
Yeah,
think speaking of that, I think I remember what you just mentioned, Namal. In 2010, when I first attended the festival, I went to the wrong venue. And then, as you said, everybody was in it, and everybody was really in it. Like, no, this is not here, Mas or Bang. And then, Pa, it's on the other side. Well, let me take you there. I was surprised. Like, everybody was so friendly and they was so helpful. And then he took me by, I think, by his car. I was like going to the other side of the of Ubud. I was so grateful for that. And it's true that everybody was in it. So, Gusra, as the local wisdom, like, how would you say about this? Like, everybody is in it. Like, everybody in Ubud will be supporting this beautiful festival.
yeah. I mean, like, Ubud is like a small village. It's not a city actually, and we don't have kind of like a big dome or like a big venue, and that's why we separate everything the program around, and then
Yeah.
yeah, this that is one of our challenge also, how that we manage the
Mhm.
production and the logistic
Yeah.
lot, and in the
Yeah.
same time also. And
Mhm.
yeah, we every year we helping by a volunteering, that then also internship who came to the festival.
Mhm.
There's around 150 people like helping us,
Oh,
like 2 days before the festival, they coming to Ubud and helping us to manage everything. So yeah, for us, how we as a team is deliver that information to them in a
yeah.
short time, and that, yeah, they just like them coming and then helping us. Yeah, that also nice. But now there's a, I think the challenge also, the transportation, the traffic, and
Mhm.
also
Mhm.
the flight. Uh,
Yeah.
we want to bring more Indonesian writers from east part of Indonesia, but
Yeah.
the cost of the flight is very expensive. Then you
Oh, yeah.
bringing writers from
Exactly.
Singapore or Southeast Asia. That is one of still uh, list or homework for us.
Mhm. Mhm. I believe so. Yeah. I think one that is one of the biggest challenges, of
Yeah,
course, flying people in from the eastern sides of Indonesia.
yeah.
But let me ask you another question. Like, these 150 volunteers, are they all coming from Bali or different parts of Indonesia?
Yeah, this like more around the world also.
Wow.
Jakarta, Jogja,
Yeah.
outside
Wow.
Bali, and outside the country.
Yeah.
This year we got like 400 submission to as a volunteer, and
Yeah.
the team need to like select the
Of
volunteer,
course.
yeah,
Yeah.
who is wanna come, because yeah, uh, we not give them accommodation, and they just come to the festival. They want to see their favorite writers. So yeah, they are very kind, and every year they coming to us.
Interesting. So the perks for volunteers is they get to see all the sessions for free, right? If they have some free time, or
Yes. Yeah.
apart from not getting the accommodation support from the festival. But
Yes.
yeah, I think that's very valuable for them as
Yeah, and this year we start to involving the senior high school student as a volunteer.
well. Wow.
So yeah.
Wow. Interesting. And for Namal, do you think that you are getting a big help from these volunteers? Like, I think Gusra also mentioned, apart from these volunteers coming from different parts of Indonesia, they are also coming from other countries as well. Do you think these international volunteers help you in any way to curate or to develop the international programs on your side?
Uh, well, I have to say, in terms of volunteers, they're so essential for
Yeah.
the festival. You know, they
Mhm.
really make the network, and they really are dedicated, and they understand. You know, they're passionate about, a lot of them are passionate about literature, and as Gustra said, that we
Yeah.
have to go through a selection process because we're spoiled for choice as well. In
Mhm.
terms of international programming, we definitely include volunteers in different activities that we do, but really we're quite focused on having our um, volunteers based locally, and that's really our support system at the end of the day. So that's always the focus.
Interesting. And talking about support system, how do you think the festival can provide opportunities again, going back to the emerging writers and literary talent from the region or Indonesia or Southeast Asia, and what support system are in place for them? Like I know you have selected 10 beautiful Indonesian writers, but you're inviting them, and then you're, I don't know, are you giving them some platform sort of to perform as well, or
Yeah.
how is it working?
Okay, this is my thing.
Yeah, that's yours.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, the festival create opportunity for emerging writers
Uh-huh.
by giving the platform, sell their work alongside with the established writers and also the big name, especially for
Mhm.
the emerging program. And we also support them with workshop and then mentorship before coming to the festival, and they can
Mhm.
join the panel discussion. And of course, we have a lot of bunch of private program for the connecting between the writers and the publisher. So yeah, they can meet and have a dinner and a lot of things that
Oh,
for the
yeah,
writers itself. So yeah,
yeah,
for this program that I said before, that we open the submission every year,
yeah.
and this year we are so happy that finally we can collaborate for the publish the anthology with the Penguin Random House Southeast Asia.
Yeah, I've seen that one.
So
Yeah.
yeah, that's a big thing. Yeah, I hope we can have like more than that after this. So this is like the very important uh, for the festival, and also I think for Indonesia.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. Yeah. And what can attendees or participants expect from the festival's 4-day program, and how will you ensure memorable experience for them, including through cultural events or performances? I mean, like apart from the panel discussions or the book reading or things like that, will there be any like big performances throughout the festival week?
Ooh, so many.
So many.
Um,
Wow. Yeah.
um, yeah, I think there's obviously Gustavo will feed in, but I think some of the things we're really excited. Obviously, you've got the structure of the festival is obviously the main program, which happens at the Taman Baca. Right? I'm answering the easy questions so I can leave the hard ones to Gustra. And then the special events are events that take place outside the Kamchatka location where the main program is. These are with different various partners. So shout out to our partners as well who really support us through the festival. And these can happen usually lunchtime. There we have literally long table lunches and dinners. So some of
Mhm.
the special events are obviously the ones that happen with our partners in different locations.
Mhm.
One of them that I'm really excited about is a history duet called Cosmos and Kingdom, which is going to happen at Honeymoon, and it's basically a longer session
Yeah.
that sort of guides that talks about the history of Indonesia, but also the
Wow.
cosmic and the spiritual aspects of it. So
Yeah.
you've got David Van Rooybroek as one of the speakers, and then you've got William Dalrymple as one of the speakers in it as well.
Mhm.
I think something that I'm excited about is a spoken word event that we will have, which is between Dana Dajani and a local artist over here called Sabatier, and they will come together and sort of rehearse a
Yeah.
performance. And what I love
Wow.
about that is that somebody who's traveling to the festival will collaborate with someone who
Yeah.
lives here in Indonesia. So that's a really nice and exciting and we've kind of created a new piece of work in a way, right? A different
Exactly.
rendition.
Yeah. That sounds really
So
interesting. Yeah.
so something like that, obviously it's poetry oriented, but I don't know, Gustra, jump in. There's so many things. I'm also excited about pitch. So because Gustra was talking about the opportunities with the emerging writers, one of the sessions we have is pitch to Penguin, This is a special event. It's a paid session, but it's an opportunity to meet with a leading person at Penguin Random House for an opportunity to get selected, most likely for it will if the book is good enough, and it'll lead
Right.
to a publication with Penguin. So
Yeah.
this is something really interesting, and this is the first time we're doing it at Ubud Writers and Readers Festival. So it should be nice.
Interesting. So this is the last question before we are taking some questions from the audience. Are there any special event apart from what you have mentioned already, or initiatives planned for the festival that you are particularly excited about, such as the book launch program or the anthology publication with the Penguin Random House Southeast Asia, or is there anything else that you forgot to mention or to share that you can share now? But I mean, like, feel free, Gusra or Namal. Is there something different that probably this is the first time that you organize it in the festival that never existed
Yeah, I
in
think
the festival before?
the retreat. Shall we talk about the retreat?
Oh yeah, the retreat.
Yeah, so we have
Tell us more about
prior.
that.
Yeah. So prior to the festival, we have a writing retreat that will take place in Plataran Ubud, and that's the dates are 26th of October
Yeah.
to the 3rd of November. Um, and yeah, we've got writers Kate Sawyer, Miranda Rewo, and Robin Hemley. So that will be a very interesting sort of session. It's a combined retreat with each one of the writers. So that's something that we advise to have a look at our website
And also
and check it out.
the Borobudur retreat.
Yes.
In Borobudur.
Yeah, this is the first time
Wow.
we create
Wow.
a program at Borobudur
Yeah.
before the festival.
Yeah.
And yeah, let's see. So yeah, there will be
Interesting.
like a new thing for us to try.
Yeah.
And from Indonesian program that also with the new Ministry of Culture this year, we got some funding to working together with some festival in Indonesia. And this year we collaborate with Payakumbuh Putri Festival. So after the festival, we will
Uh-huh.
have some event and working together about the strengths and also how we can organize the literary festival in Indonesia. And then we will going to Ambon. We will working together
Wow.
with Jasirah Labuan Kata. And then yeah, this year we also working collaborate with Asia Festival in Australia for exchange program. And then this year
Okay.
we also working collaboration with Pacar Merah to bringing more independent publisher and also a new book to the festival. And then how bring a book market to Bali. And also working with the new festival in Bali, Singaraja Literary Festival in North Bali. So this is how
Wow.
we can like not only Ubud Writers Festival, but we can collaborate with other festival also this year. So yeah, this year that's my mostly homework, like working a lot with other festival in Indonesia.
Yeah. So with all of those tons and I don't know hundreds or if not thousands of sub events during the festival, can you tell us again when should we go to Ubud for this festival?
Okay.
When you would like the audience from Southeast Asia to visit the festival so they're not missing anything.
Yeah, they should be arrived like 29th of October. And
The
then
29th?
yeah, and that's on Wednesday, and we will
Yeah.
have the opening in the center of Ubud at Ubud Royal Palace. But we also have the big performance in the Ubud market in
Yeah.
the middle of Ubud, and there will be like a big celebration for the opening and open for public.
Yeah.
And then the festival will be ending like 2nd of November, and yeah, every night we will have uh, I'm still working on it, but every night we will have like big film screening, and then we will have
Wow.
a performance. Of course, we have a closing party and
Yeah. Wow.
something, a cultural night and event and performance. And this year we will bring two theatrical performance will be performed
Wow.
in
Wow.
in Ubud. So yes.
Interesting.
We also
Yeah.
to add to that, we also have while we have the festival that runs from the 29th of October to the 2nd of November on in our main Taman Bacha area, we also have the climate day that takes place in Bumi Kinar. So this is sort of like almost a mini festival that we're calling at the moment. You know, it has Craig Gleason, who is an Australian filmmaker, and he's created some wonderful documentaries about the ocean, you know, plastic in the ocean, and the
Yeah.
melting glaciers. So he's, you know, obviously he's an environmentalist and documenting, you know, climate disasters. So he will be the keynote speaker over there, and then we have, you know, a range of speakers, particularly Indonesian, involved. You know, in Bali, who are
Mhm.
making tremendous changes and initiatives at preserving and conserving the climate. So that's
Yeah.
a whole session, and it will be launched soon on our website as well. You cannot see it yet. It
Wow.
should be launched very soon.
And so
So
he will be there
yeah,
in Ubud, right? And then everybody can speak with him about his documentary and then his
100%.
vision for climate. And can you give us the date of this
That's the 2nd of
2nd
November,
of
which is
November,
yeah,
the
perfect?
last day.
Perfect.
yes,
All right, now
yes.
let's I hope you still have a few more minutes. We have five questions already lined up
Wow.
from the audience. So yeah, I think if you don't mind, we can take our time. But these are very easy questions. They're all related to our discussion earlier. So the first question is, what is the deeper meaning of this year's theme? Aham Brahmasmi, I am the universe. I know you've mentioned that and elaborated that, but would you give a summary of this question, Namal or Gustra?
Should I,
What's
Kustra?
the
Okay,
deeper
okay,
meaning?
okay.
The
Namal
deeper
first.
meaning
I
of
will add.
You like to know?
Yeah,
Deeper meaning was a question. Well,
yeah.
okay, so you know, I mean, as I said, Aham Brahmasmi, I am the universe, and we're looking at this sort of oneness that the human being has with the universe, right? So we are cosmic beings as well, but you know, while we have the power to create, we also have the power to destroy. So the idea of Aham Brahmasmi is to be looking at that order, that balance that we require in the world, and
Mhm,
and I think
mhm.
it's so timely and aptly with the kind of current affairs that we are living in at the moment,
Yeah,
where we're constantly trying, you know, you're managing whatever kind of space that you're in, whether it's your digital world, whether it's your real life world, you're
yeah,
constantly managing and balancing in some way, trying to find order within your lives while there's so
yeah.
much going on around you. So really the conversations and the topics that we are looking at are all sort of surrounding that. You know, one of the topics we're dealing with is spirituality, the reconciliation of spirituality and capitalism. So like these are themes that you know we're trying to find that balance between the human being and the universe. You know, with some of the I mean, you've seen the rains in Bali, you know, in the past couple of weeks. So that kind
Yeah,
of like is also a way of the universe telling us
right,
that, you know,
exactly.
calm down. But I mean, how do we perceive this, right? How do we take this? How do we understand what's going on around in the world? And how do we give back to the
Mhm.
universe? So that's kind
Mhm.
of, I mean, one perspective. And I think Bustra can definitely enrich that.
Yeah,
Interesting.
from me, I think with in one sentence can be like that emphasize the unity of humanity with the cosmos and
Mhm,
remind
mhm.
us that every individual creative potential is equal to the power of the universe, something like that.
Interesting.
Mm.
Yeah.
Powerful. Short but very powerful. Now, the second question. Um, since you have mentioned about the balance in the universe, the elements and the dimension and everything, how do you balance the presence of international and Indonesian voices in the lineup? I know Gusra has mentioned earlier that you have at least 50-50 of the Indonesian and international lineups and speakers and authors. But how did you come up with this number, or how do you try? Was it hard to keep up with this number? Like, oh, we need more Indonesians, we need more international speakers. Was that
Mm.
very challenging for you guys, or?
I
I
think
wonder,
it's not like
yeah.
that, yeah, Namal. Because when we create the program for like this is like a puzzle, and then
Yeah,
the all the program will be coming with some topic that we put,
yeah, yeah.
and then the simple way that we can see it's that coming from the international or Indonesia, and then if that coming for international, do I have the writers that can speak on that? So
Mm.
yeah, we always say that if there's no Indonesian moderator, that should be the Indonesian speaker on that. So we try to fill
Yeah.
every session with the same thing this year. So that's why I think that's why they come out like 50-50 this year. Yeah.
Interesting. Namal, would
Yeah,
you then? Yeah.
yeah, and I think like I think also something that we really try to do actively, and I'm sorry if Gusto already mentioned that, is to during our sessions we try to balance the speakers within those sessions as well, where the interaction between international and Indonesian speakers is also sort of like balanced and ordered, so that
Yeah.
there is an international voice, there is also an Indonesian voice. So they're complementing each other rather than tilting towards one end.
Interesting.
Actually,
Uh,
you can see on the back Nama wall, that's
yeah, is that your idea board? Is
our
that
This is
program.
our program.
That's what I
This is
thought. I was about to ask you that. Like, is that your idea board? Like how you
it's
connect
it's
all the
actually our
dots?
calendar, and this is only one
Wow.
part. All the most of the walls are surrounded actually with it. So yes,
Wow. Wow.
yes,
I mean, like I enjoy doing that kind of stuff as well. But
yes.
yeah. Now what tangible impact has the festival had on Indonesia's literary ecosystem in the past few years, especially in Bali? Like how it has contributed to the growth and development of the local literature, especially in Bali. Gustra, probably. Since you've
Oh,
been with the festival probably longer than my existence in this part of 16
yeah.
years. I like it's impressive, Gusra.
Yeah, I think like you can see that if you come to the festival, you can see mostly the team is from Ubud, and that's quite like a good thing, because when I start, it's mostly is from outside Bali, and now how the Ubud people is like literally join in that of the festival, and how we connect also with the festival, like straight to the point. And then the one that's not only in the literature, but also that also affect in the economy, because every year that we
Definitely,
bring
yeah.
more the writers, and so also affect the accommodation and the hotel. That's why
Yeah,
they always support us. There's something like that. And
yeah,
yeah, with the book also, we working a lot with the school actually.
yeah.
And then we will bring a lot of children book. In Indonesia is quiet, also not so many children book around you can get
Yeah.
and access. So yeah, the publisher sending us the book, and we also sending to the school, and it's one of the thing that we still working on as a foundation. And yeah, and from the numbers also, we can see more Indonesians join as a volunteer and also as an audience. That's a good thing, I think, this year. And of course, the Balinese, of course, as a Ubud people.
Interesting. And then your what you have mentioned just now also answers this question. How do you expand access for local communities who may face financial barriers in that sense? Which is, of course, the festival itself is giving very significant
Yep.
economic impacts in that sense, right?
Yeah,
Now,
for example, I want to add that we don't have public transportation in Bali. Yeah, and we working since the first festival we working with the Ubud Transport Association. So the transport itself is supported by the Ubud Transport Association that we like pick up from the venue and then from the airport. So that, yeah,
Yeah.
that's kind of like the simple things, but
Yeah.
that's helping each other. Yeah.
Definitely, yeah. And then now the next question, beyond the
Can
audience
I
number.
can I
Oh,
add to that to Gusra's point from a
please.
cultural perspective and as a person who as a newcomer to Ubud, I think the Ubud Writers and Readers Festival makes such a huge impact on people here.
Mm,
It I know that obviously I understand that people plan their holidays around
yeah,
this place, but as somebody
yeah,
who's um who's who's new to this area and I'm now trying to get to know people. I've joined a running group, a
yeah.
poetry group, over here,
Interesting.
and when I talk about what I do, they get so excited.
Yeah.
I mean, it's also because of the honor
Wow.
of
Yeah.
working with the organization and being part of this such a wonderful
Hmm.
experience.
Hmm.
And people obviously have great memories and they look
Exactly. Yeah.
forward to this every year. So when they hear
Exactly.
that, oh,
Yeah.
I work with the Ubud Writers and Readers Festival, they're like, oh my God, I cannot believe you work with them and this and that. So it's a wonderful, it's just so nice to hear that. So I'm like, all right, okay, this is good. I'm doing good.
And there's a lot of wedding after the festival.
Okay.
They
Are you
meet
saying
at the festival. They meet at the
wow,
festival. Yeah.
Ah, interesting. Wow, that's another cultural phenomenon that I
that's
need to highlight, right? Interesting. So, next question now. Beyond the audience numbers, or since you mentioned 250 authors, both from Indonesia and other countries as well, how do you measure the festival success? Like, how many audience do you expect to attend this festival this year? Like, yeah, please, Namal or Gustra.
Oh,
too
Nawal, do
stressed
you want to
going
add?
to answer that for sure.
I think yeah, as many as can. We
Yeah.
usually count that's per session, like every session that we count. There's like a 5,000 more.
Mhm,
If we
mhm,
count that's per program. So yeah, at
mhm,
least this year we have a head count like the same like last year,
mhm,
because
mhm.
I think 2 years ago we celebrate the 20 years of the festival. That's
Yeah.
the bigger number that we also see after the year, and we will always say that's the target that we need to make the festival sustains, and
Mhm,
I
mhm,
think that's the success that we need to like 5,000 audience.
mhm.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a lot though. Like 5,000 is a big number.
Yeah, but there's a head count for the session. Not, yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So you are expecting a lot more throughout the festival
At least same with 2
last
years
year.
ago. Yeah.
Wow, wow. Yeah, so it will be very crowded. I mean, like, I don't know if my boss will assign me there. I might have this sort of phobia with, being in the very big crowd, but I will manage that. I'll manage
you,
that.
you'll find moments to disconnect and be away and come back into it.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
Learning in
yeah.
silence, as you mentioned, learning in silence.
yeah,
So I
learning
will
from
I will be
silence.
proud. I will be
Yes.
proud. Now the last question. This is very interesting. Since you mentioned that earlier, Namal, about AI. How is the
Mhm.
festival adapting to shifts in the literary landscape, such as AI and digital platforms? Like, I believe, since you're expecting probably thousands in number, in physical attendance of visitors or participants this year, you might try to tap into the, I don't know, like digital attendance. Please, Namal or Gustra. This is the last question.
Yeah, I Lucia, do you want to answer or should I answer?
No, no, first.
No, it's definitely I think it's obviously something that we need to work out in terms of on the back end. Obviously we have people who are visiting, and we want to honor the people who are attending the festival, and they're paying for it. But this, live streaming and things like those are, making it available for people who are unable to visit physically is something that we're looking into as well. So hopefully we'll have a say and we'll come back on it. But it's something which is in the works, but
Oh,
something we've considered. I don't know if
yeah.
it will be there.
Yeah, we try for to create the festival online in 2020, and
During the
yeah,
pandemic.
COVID.
yeah,
Mm.
during the pandemic, and the feedback is the program is a great program because we can reach out everyone around
Yeah,
around the corner, but the feel that the
of
feedback
course.
from our
Yeah,
audience is
exactly.
this is Ubud. We should like
Yeah, yeah,
sit under the sun and then feel the
Yeah.
grass, something like that. So yeah,
yeah.
I mean like the Ubud itself still important, but yeah, there's some digital or sometime online session is not really working. But we tried before with some writers who cannot coming to the festival. We still have online conversations, and there's also helping. But yeah, I think with the Ubud Arts Festival, physical and offline festival still important to like touch down the ground, something like that. Yeah.
Nothing like being there. I mean, and especially Ubud, and like
Yes.
Kustra said, the beauty of it.
I know, right? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it will sort of lose the meaning of being there in Ubud, I think. I agree with you. Yeah. Anyway, this has been a very beautiful, beautiful afternoon and evening, wherever you are. Well, in Ubud, a beautiful place. I mean, Jakarta is it's rainy as well. But I'm looking for. I hope my boss will assign me to go to Ubud. And I'm also looking forward to the session that you just mentioned about the climate session with the Australian documentary, because I'm very interested in climate issues as well.
Sure.
Yeah, so I think
Craig Leeson.
I think we can expand on that after this. Anyway, so again, Namal, Gusra, thank you so much for your time and for your beautiful, beautiful explanation. And for Asians, mark your calendar. Ubud Writers and Readers Festival 2025 will take place in Ubud, Bali, Indonesia from the 29th of October until the 2nd of November. So make sure you buy your tickets and then you buy your flights to go to Ubud, and then we'll meet both Namal and Gusra in Ubud. And
Yes.
again, thank you so much for watching us wherever you are in Indonesia, Malaysia, Singapore, Australia, or beyond Southeast Asian countries. Again, I'll see you again in the next Viewpoint episode. Have a good evening. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much.
Namal, Gusra, thank you so much. I'm looking forward to seeing you in person. I mean, like, I know Gusra, you're right, 100%. Like, we have different feeling completely. Like, I'm you like beyond the screen. So yeah. All right. So I wish you a very, very beautiful evening in Ubud. Is it raining now? Today?
I don't think it's raining anymore.
Yeah, that's stop.
Is it?
Yeah, that's stop already.
Are
But
we still online?
we're still live, but it's okay. Like
Okay.
Yeah.
No, actually,
yeah,
I actually realized I didn't. I don't know if Gustra, did you talk about Borobudur or not? Because I wanted to mention the dates.
Yeah. We talk about
Okay,
Borobudur.
we did.
We mentioned it.
Yeah.
The dates are because the dates to that are obviously before the festival. So
Yes, I said it before.
28th of October.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. All right. Okay, well, again, I'll see you soon.
Yeah, how is to see you in Ubud, Mas?
Yeah, likewise. Yeah, I'm so
Please.
looking to this. Yeah.
Yeah,
All right.
we look forward. Make sure you come down, not your boss.
I will. All right.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.